What's good, Commanders fans, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all. Just want to say how thankful I am for you guys for subscribing and watching the channel as always, and taking out your time on your Christmas day and watching a Commanders content video as always, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Feeling good. Definitely off the win against the Eagles, continuing that momentum. Enjoying Christmas Day. I do want to talk a little bit about the Falcons, but the main thing is Austin Ekeler. I wanted to make a video yesterday, but of course, Christmas Eve, just you guys know how that goes, last minute stuff and getting stuff done like that. But I do want to talk about Austin Ekeler, the news that we got from Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn did have a presser yesterday. He said, Dan Quinn said, this is from Nikki Zavala, Dan Quinn said running back Austin Ekeler, who was on injury reserve because of a concussion, is trending in the right way to possibly return next week. This is the last week of his injury reserve stint. Dan Quinn did not offer a timeline beyond sounding positive on his recovery. So that's awesome news. Oh my goodness. Like, if he's back for that Dallas game, let's say we already clinch anyway, and he comes back for the Dallas game just to get his sea legs under him, we already clinched or whatever, and he's ready for the playoffs, that would be a huge boost. To get Jonathan Allen potentially back, who probably will come back against the Falcons, and then Austin Ekeler, who could boost our offense since Noah Brown is out. And you just need that. We just need that change of pace back. We need that change of pace back. Somebody who can hit a home run. The game against the Bengals where he had a home run, run for a touchdown. The kickoff return against the Bengals. I don't know if you want to put him back on kickoffs again or special teams. Probably just leave that to Luke McCaffrey at this point because he's doing a heck of a job. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We know Austin Ekeler was very capable. He did a good job. He got injured on that play, and when he got knocked out cold, I thought he was done for the year. I really did. But the positive sign was that he was still with the team, still running around a little bit on the sidelines. He was in hoodie and sweats, but he was still with the team running around. So that is good news. And for Dan Quinn to openly bring that up, that could be, it's not a secret weapon, but it's just a adding some juice and some oomph to the offense. And Jayden could get it done with other receivers like Zacchaeus and Jameson Crowder coming back from injury reserve a couple weeks ago, having those two big touchdowns against the Eagles, the game-winning catch. Well, Austin Ekeler as a receiver as well, not just a running back, but as a actual receiver, and Cliff can use him in the slot, whatever, and be creative with the offense as well. And you can give B-Rob a break, and if we need that home run or just a change of pace back, with McNichols too and Chris Rodriguez. The only thing is that Chris Rodriguez is probably going to go back onto the practice squad, or I don't know if he still can go back on the practice squad or they have to release him, but you would have the three-headed monster. You could either have B-Rob, Rodriguez, and Austin Ekeler, or you could have McNichols, B-Rob, and Austin Ekeler. So, but you look at Austin Ekeler, some of his advanced stats, some of his numbers, even with him missing a couple of games, he was 25th in receptions at the running back position, or 25th in receptions either at the running back position or just overall with 33 catches. 11th in receiving yards, I think at his position. 11th with receiving yards at 346. 18th in forced missed tackles on the season with 11. Like, he breaks tackles. He's so slippery. He's so low to the earth. He just really breaks tackles. He's so elusive and shifty as well, and that's a big part of why we really need Austin Ekeler. He had 4 rushing touchdowns as well in the season. He had 2 against the Steelers, that one against the Bengals, and just so productive. And when B-Rob got injured, it was a game time decision against the Giants, Austin Ekeler kept up the pace. Him and Rodriguez and McNichols in that game against the Giants, the second game when we beat them, when we swept them, he kept up the pace and scored a touchdown in that game. So Austin Ekeler, you look at him with the yak yards and all that, yards after the catch, he's one of our best guys, if not our best yak person. I think he is our best yak player. He hit a 403 yards after the catch on the season. Terry has 279. No Yak Zach has 137. Olamide has 227. A lot of his yak is coming from the Eagles game last week after that play where he scored the touchdown, and De'Ami Brown with 192. A lot of that comes from screen passes, and then B-Rob with 160. So Austin Ekeler playing 11 games, and Terry's played 15. No Yak Zach has played 15. Olamide has played 15. De'Ami's played 15. Luke's played 15. He has 97 yards after the catch. B-Rob's played 12. So 4 less games than Terry, and he's still leading our team with yak with 403 yards, 346 yards receiving, and then also on the ground he has 355 yards on the ground. And a lot of people thought he was washed. They said he had a backpack on his back against the Packers. That one game where he should have broke for a touchdown, but he was running really, really slow. And he was just hurt last year, and he's come in and he's played really, really, really well The only gripe with Austin Ekeler I may have is he has 2 drops on the season, which is not bad, but both drops are like wide open. But Austin Ekeler is definitely going to provide. B-Rob's our thunder, Austin Ekeler's our lightning. So for him to even have the possibility to come back, definitely is an early Christmas gift, just like Devontae Smith dropping that pass and have hands like snake for sure. And shout out to BetUS, almost forgot about them. Shout out to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino as always. So I do want to talk about some other stuff that Dan Quinn talked about. Marshawn Lattimore, of course. Let me see if there's anything else about Austin Ekeler. But yeah, no, I mean that's awesome. This is almost an early Christmas gift for if Austin Ekeler can return. Marshawn Lattimore, I know everybody's been waiting on Marshawn Lattimore. He said later on the week he's going to get more information about that, like Thursday or Friday. So tomorrow, Friday, he'll come up with an update about that. Jayden Daniels bought electric scooters for the whole offensive line. That's just awesome to see that from a rookie quarterback for sure. Our rookies are definitely dishing out some money for sure. Johnny Newton had to dish out some money on dinner a couple weeks ago. Dan Quinn talked about the Christmas party too that they had. That guys thought it was felt like it was a Christmas party instead of a work party. Like they enjoyed it for sure. So you can see the team chemistry and the team camaraderie that's going on right now. Also about Jonathan Allen's return, he said Dan Quinn said, quote, "We're looking forward to it. When it does happen, it will definitely bring energy to our defense." End quote. So that's about it that I got right now. Oh yeah, Austin Ekeler, he ranks second in receiving yards per pass play among running backs. This is per PFF this season. This was on November 8th. I know it may have changed, but he ranks second in receiving yards per pass play among running backs this season. That was on November 8th, so that's a PFF stat right there. So it just shows how important he is. You look at his game log as well. The Eagles game, he had a big game where we did lose, but he was a huge part of the offense moving at any point. He had a 34-yard catch in that game. He had 8 catches for 89 yards in that game. And then the Giants game, he had 3 catches for 41 yards along of a 28-yard catch. And then he also had a touchdown, 11 carries for 42 yards. He had 7 carries for 52 yards against the Bears, a long run of 29 yards. And then against the Ravens, he had 4 catches for 47 yards. Against Cleveland, he had 6 carries for 67 yards. That's where he had the 50-yard run, but he fumbled, and we did get it back. And he had 2 catches for 30 yards. So he was huge in that Cleveland game. The Bengals game, like he was hot. When he had that Bengals game, he was hot. And then against the Browns, he was hot too. Against the Bengals, he had 3 carries for 35 yards and the 24-yard touchdown run. And then he had the kickoff return that was awesome. And then 2 carries for 22 yards. And then the Giants, he had 8 catches for 38 yards and 3 catches for 47 yards. And there's that play where Cliff has the misdirection where Jayden will go this way, and then he'll throw it. He Magic Johnson style to Austin Ekeler. So he does open up the playbook even more. Then he had 4 catches for 52 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first game of the season. So he has 3 fumbles, so he does need to clean that up when he comes back. But yeah, Austin Ekeler is a dog, man. He's going to be a huge, huge, huge help when he does come back for sure. So other news and notes, like I said about Christmas, Jayden Daniels said he's so thankful that Washington drafted him. When is the last time we heard a player say that they're thankful that the Washington Commanders or Skins or any of that Washington football team drafted them? They say that at first, but when you get to the 10th, 11th, 12th, 15th game of the season, you got to check their pulse again. And Jayden Daniels is thankful. I guess that's his Christmas gift, is that we drafted him and picked him up with the second pick of the draft. So it's just Jayden Daniels is so mature. Definitely just taking the city by a storm, has changed the franchise and has changed the trajectory and just the buzz of the city right now that Jayden has created. And not just him, the team in general, of course, but Jayden has definitely turned this franchise around. You just see what a good quarterback can do for a team and a city and all that stuff like that. And I do believe a part of us getting a new stadium is because winners, when you win, things change when you win. And not just the logo. I feel like if you were a good team back then, we might have been left alone. It is what it is about that. But, when you're a good team, things change, man. People start to like you. They love you. They leave you alone. They want to do things for you, a new stadium, and people vouch for you, stuff like that. Winning cures all is my point, and Jayden Daniels is a huge, huge catalyst about that. And there's so much that's put on his shoulders as a rookie that a lot of rookies shouldn't have or don't have as a rookie, but man, he has a lot on his shoulders for sure. We don't win that Eagles. There's a lot of games we clearly don't win, if not for Jayden Daniels for sure. And he did win FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week. He's going to win Rookie of the Week again. What is this, his 9th, 10th time winning Rookie of the Week? His Rookie of the Year is in the bag for sure. So all the accolades and all that stuff, but the eyes are on the prize. So the Falcons, real quick, I just want to do a quick wrap. Dan Quinn did get the team bats for Christmas as well. So he did get them that. We know Dan Quinn loves stuff like that, so the players were appreciative for sure. The Falcons, I do want to talk about them a little bit. I'm gonna do my preview, but they are one of the worst on third down defense. So NFL teams, opponent completion percentage, the Falcons are 31st. So they give up a completion percentage of 69%, which is really bad. So there should be a good game for Jayden. And then third down defense, they're ranked 28th, which is really awful. So third downs, we already know we're a fourth down team, so we should be able to convert on third downs at a pretty high rate against the Falcons. We should be able to move the football. They're also ranked 29th in team opponent average team passer rating. So their team passer rating allowed is really bad as well. They give up a really high passer rating. So that's another great game for Jayden and Terry McLaurin, Olamide, Diami if he comes back, and Zach Ertz, and who else? Luke McCaffrey, Jamison Crowder, those guys. They should have solid games. So they are the league worst in sacks with 26. They're dead last in sacks, and they're one of the worst in pressure rate. They are their defense ranks near the bottom in pressure rate with 27.9%. So all those stats, we look at them, we evaluate, and that's how we attack them. We should be able to move the football against the Atlanta Falcons. We should be able to throw the ball on them. Running the ball is a little tough, but I feel like we should still have a good run game. And the only thing is about the run game is like you can stop B-Rob, you can stop McNichols, but Jayden's unpredictability and off-schedule runs, he could have, just like the Eagles game, they stopped the run, but they couldn't stop Jayden's running. They stopped the running back run, but they couldn't stop the 81 yards that Jayden Daniels had when he juked Jalen Carter out of his shoes and made him miss in a phone booth. So those are the things that you just can't control. That I don't think the Falcons will be able to control. One, they don't get pressure. They can't stop the pass, even though they do have good safeties with Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. But they just can't stop the pass, and they don't get pressure. So we do have some big advantages on the offensive side of the ball, for sure. So that's just a quick inside look and statistics of the Atlanta Falcons. As always, everybody enjoy your Christmas and happy holidays, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. As always, Hail Commanders. Peace.